It's story time. And today I'm going to read A Scare for Mr. Toad by Walt Disney Productions. Look at these guys. Very good. It's from Random House in New York. Mr. Toad of Toad Hill was bored. He had nowhere to go and nothing to do. He had crashed all his cars, he had smashed all his bicycles, and he hadn't even paid for them yet. I wish I had some money. Some visitors, said Toad. I know, said Toad. I'll invite Rat and Mole to tea tomorrow. He went inside his study to write it on his friends. Dear Rat and Mole, please come to tea tomorrow. We will have a wonderful treats, Toad. I will mail the invitation myself, Toad said. I am going to the post office, Toad called upstairs. Mac Badger, Toad's old friend and business manager, was working up there. Oomph, said Mac Badger. He was very busy paying Toad's bills. Toad had many bills. On the way out, Toad passed Mac Badger's bike. Here, said Toad. It's a long way to the post office, I think. I think I'll ride. Mac Badger, I need your bike, called Toad. No, Toad, there's something the matter with the brakes. Just leave the bike alone, said Mac Badger. But Toad loved wheels. Who needs brakes? He thought. Not a terrific rider like me. When Mac Badger back was turned, Toad hopped onto the bike. Mac Badger was right. There was something the matter with the brakes. They didn't work at all, but Toad did not care. He loved a fast ride. Everything went fine until Toad crossed a bridge and ran into a flock of sheep just where Mole and Rat were fishing. Crunch, crash. Went the bike. Yikes, said Toad, Mole, and Rat. No one was hurt, but the bike was ruined. Hello, chap, said Toad. I was coming to invite you to tea tomorrow. Toad, wasn't that Mac Badger's bike? Asked Rat. It was. Toad, wasn't that Mac Badger's bike? Asked Rat. It was, said Toad, but it wasn't any good. I'll get him a new one and he'll walk away with the ruined bike. Toad is being very careless, said Rat. Mac Badger will be angry when he sees the bike. Mac Badger was waiting when Toad got home, and Mac Badger was angry. I told you not to take my bike, cried Mac Badger. You took it anyway, and you ruined it. How could you? So sorry, old chap. But don't worry, said Toad. I'll buy you a new bike. You know I'm good for the money. Money? Said Mac Badger. You think that money takes care of everything? It is time you learn better. And he stomped off to his office. Mac Badger tried to go back to work, but he was too angry. So Toad thinks he could just help himself to make things and then pay him off, thumped Mac Badger. Why, the nerve of him. I've had it. Mac Badger packed up and left Toad Hall. You are no friend of mine, Toad, said Mac Badger. You are rude and selfish. Get yourself another business. Manager, I quit. Come on. Oh no. Toad watched Mac Badger trudge down the road. What a surprise he is, said Toad. He'll be back as soon as he cools off. But MacBadger did not come back. "Oh, who needs him?" said Toad. "I'll be my own business manager." And went upstairs to the office. Toad began to go through his bills. He could not make sense out of them. Then the phone started ringing. "You'll get your money," Toad told the callers. "Just give me time." Soon Toad was all worn out, and he still had not paid one bill. "Oh, I'm so confused," said Toad. He threw the bills in the air and walked out of the office. Days passed, but MacBadger did not return, and the bills were still unpaid. Toad began to feel sorry for himself. "MacBadger is being mean to me," he said. "MacBadger's being mean to me," he said. "It isn't fair," said Toad. "MacBadger knows how much I need him. I am really cross with him. I am going to tell Rat and Mole." Toad grabbed his hat and marched out. First, Toad walked down to Mole's house. He knocked at the door, but no one answered. Then Toad went over to Rat's house on the river, but no one was home there either. "I wonder Rat and Mole went to visit MacBadger's," said Toad. So Toad set off for MacBadger's place in the wild wood. Toad walked and walked. It was a long way to the wild wood. Finally, Toad reached it, but then the sun was setting. The woods were dark and scary. They were full of wild noises and bright eyes. Strange things swooped through the air. Soon Toad was terrified. "Oh, I hope I can find MacBadger," he moaned. "Then I'll be nice to him forever." Deep in the woods, Mole and Rat were with MacBadger in his cozy room. They were drinking tea and talking about selfish Mr. Toad. Suddenly there was a knock at the door. A faint voice called, "Help! Help! Let me in! Someone is in trouble out there," said Mole. "I'll see who is it." And he went to open the door. There was Toad. "Oh, Moley," cried Toad. I've had such a scare." "Hello, Toad. I'm glad to see you," and said Mole. "So you have finally come to apologize to MacBadger." "Apologize," said Toad. Toad had not thought about apologizing, but he knew that was exactly what he had to do. "Here is Toad to see you, MacBadger," said Mole. MacBadger eyed Toad. What was the rascal up to now? "Oh, MacBadger, my dear old friend," began Toad. "Can you never forgive me?" "I'm so very sorry I took your bike," Toad went on. "It was very wrong for me. I don't know what came over me. I have no excuse. I behaved very badly. I am the lowest of toads. Please come back to Toad Hall, MacBadger. I need you," said Toad. Said MacBadger. But he was glad to hear Toad's apology. Toad kept begging MacBadger to come back. "I will think about it," said MacBadger. "Then Rafty Ratty rows Toad home on the river. I expect MacBadger would come back, said Ratty. He was getting bored at home, but you will really have to behave better, Toad. I will, said Toad. I've learned my lesson. I've promised. The next day, MacBadger went to Toad Hill. Toad had a brand new bike for him. I broke your bike and you must let me replace it, said Toad. MacBadger only grunted, but he looked pleased. He went up to the office and was soon hard at work one of the bills. Toad watched him happily. Anything I can do to help? Asked Toad after a while. Why, yes, you can take these paid bills to the post office, said MacBadger. Gladly, said Toad. On the way out, Toad passed MacBadger's new bike. I would be so much faster to ride, thought Toad. He looked at the office. MacBadger was looking down at Toad. Better not, thought Toad. Toad set off down the drive. Maybe I'll ride the bike tomorrow, Toad said to himself. After all, I paid for it. MacBadger shouldn't mind. Oh, Mr. Toad. Mind? Oh, Mr. Toad. And that's the end of the story. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and please ring the bell to turn on all the notifications. And my name is Ed, and I'll see you tomorrow. Next week. Next Thursday. Goodbye. And I'm sorry I didn't post a new video.